What's up, all you beautiful people? Welcome back to the podcast. It is a dreary, rainy day here in Minneapolis, so we got the candles lit. We're bringing the mood down. We're going to use our late night radio DJ voice. No, I'm just kidding. Okay, guys. So I was working with my coach this weekend because I actually have, I think, 4 different coaches that I work with at any given point, depending on what the thing is that I want to develop, whether that's my physical health, whether that's within my business, it's something personal, in a relationship, right? I think coaches are the magical unlock that can compress decades into days. Instead of having to go out there and learn all the lessons the hard way through your own trial and error, through your own tribulations, you can get a coach who can help accelerate the rate of learning. We have the Olympics going on right now, and I find it so interesting how every single athlete, with very few exceptions, at least gold medal athletes, they all have coaches. They all have people that they are working with. And it's interesting because at the highest level of the game, you would think that the person who has dedicated the last 15, 20 years of their life, the gymnast, the track athlete, they probably know everything technically at this point that they need to know. They know how to design their training. They know how to, put in the reps. They know the correct form. They know all of this stuff. They are experts in their own right, and yet they all have coaches. And it's really obvious to see why that is in sporting events. But then in our own personal life, we can often convince ourselves like, oh, I don't need a coach in that area. Like I know what I'm doing. Right? But if you want to be a professional in all aspects of your business and your personal life, I think you need to have coaches. And I was thinking about this in the context of my own coach that I was working with this weekend, and how the true value that I've gotten out of that relationship is not the tactics. It's not the playbooks. It's not the standard operating procedures, the systems that I've been able to get and implement into my own world. It's not that stuff. It's not the tactical stuff. There's 2 things in particular that my coaches, they give me more than anything else. And that's what makes the value of them worthwhile. And I want to share that with you. If you're a person who maybe doesn't have a coach currently, you're on the fence about getting one, you're not sure if there's true value in that, I would say it is the single best investment you can make into yourself, into your skills, your beliefs, your perspectives, all of that stuff. I think a coach can be a tremendous value. Now, you have to spend some time and effort to find the right coach. That's a different story. But if you do find the right coach, here's the 2 things they're going to give you that will make all the difference. Number 1 is perspective. A coach can give you a perspective that you yourself cannot see. You cannot read the label from inside the bottle. You cannot see the frame from inside the picture. You cannot see what you are doing from the third perspective. Of course, you can have a camera, right? You can look at that, but you can only still see things through the lens of your own experiences, through your own eyes. And it's so easy to gloss over our weaknesses and to justify them and to not call out those limiting beliefs that we have in our life because they are just so normalized. We hold them so closely, we never even think to question them. And so the very first thing that a great coach can give you is perspective. They can look and they can see your situation from a slightly different vantage point. And that different vantage point can mean the difference between running straight headlong into a wall or realizing that if you were just to take 13 steps to the right, that the wall actually ends, or there's a gap in the wall. There's a little hole there that you can crawl through. They have this vantage point, this perspective of what you're doing and how you're doing it, your path, that can help you avoid so much pain, so many obstacles by just giving you a slightly different perspective. That's the first thing a coach can give you. The second thing a great coach will give you is vision. A vision for what you could accomplish, a vision for your life, for your business, whatever the thing is. They can hold a higher vision for you than you can even have for yourself because they are standing higher on the mountain. They have seen so many travelers come up the hill and continue on to the peak. They know what's possible for you. They know what you can achieve because they have lived it. They have seen it countless times over and over, but you have not. And so your vision is limited. You can only see the peak of the mountain from where you're standing. You can't see that beyond the clouds, beyond that peak, there is something more. Beyond that apex, there is more waiting for you. And that is what a coach can give you. They can give you a vision, a belief for what your life, your business could be if only you were higher up on the mountain. And that belief, that right there can become your reality. It's one of the most powerful transformations in the world, is to elevate your perspective, elevate your vision for what your life could be. And that is what a good, great coach can give you. They can give you that vision of, here's what your health could look like. Here's what your business could look like, your finances. Here's what that could look like. Here's what your relationships could look like. You can't necessarily see that from where you're standing right now. So getting around that person who's been there, done that, and they've coached, they've walked other travelers up that path. That is the true value of a coach right there. So I encourage you, if you have an area of your life that you don't want to just be an amateur, you want to take it seriously, you want to go be a professional, go get a coach. Now, if you're an entrepreneur and you are looking for that person, if you're looking for some guidance, then you might be a good fit for Beyond the Apex, the Accelerator program that we run for 6- and 7-figure entrepreneurs who want to go to 8 figures and beyond. If that's you, go to beyondtheapex.com, go apply. We're very selective with who we let in, so go tell us your story and we'll see if we can help you. But otherwise, if that's not you, just keep listening to the podcast. They will continue to be free. They will continue to be daily, and I will continue to be thankful to have you here. So thank you, thank you, thank you. I will see you in the next episode, but until then, stay hyper-focused, my friend.